It's the meat event, and talk about an absolute banger meat. I cannot wait to see how this one goes down. Jamahal Hill taking on Thiago Santos, and Jamahal Hill has been looking pretty nice recently. I mean, you got to give the guy his credit. He has two straight, absolutely beautiful early finishes, right? I mean, he's fought twice in the last, couple months or so, and he's only been in there for about 3 or 4 minutes total because he's making absolute light work. He did it to Johnny Walker, which is something, unfortunately, a lot of Johnny Walker's opponents are able to do. And then he did the same thing to Jimmy Crute as a dog and simply just smoked him in 48 seconds. So good stuff from Jamahal Hill. He's 11-1 overall, and his only loss came to Paul Craig. We were at that fight, and one where Hill had that rubbery arm, and Paul Craig got that slick finish from the bottom, which he seemingly always does, except last week or 2 weeks ago against Ozdemir. But nonetheless, Hill definitely has improved since then, and he's going to need everything he's got if he's going to take out Thiago Santos, who, since fighting John Jones back in 2019, has had it pretty rough, right? He's lost 3 of 4. His only win coming against Johnny Walker, just like Jamahal Hill was able to do. And it's tough because Thiago Santos looked so great against John Jones. He's fighting on 2 essentially torn ACLs and managed to win the fight according to one judge's scorecard, which is the only person in the world to have ever won on a judge's scorecard versus John Jones. Even that fight, John Jones versus the JV football coach, that was still unanimous, whereas the fight against Thiago was a split. So Santos kind of peaked in that moment, and it's been tough since then. So is Jamahal Hill the perfect opponent to get Maheta back on track? Or, like Tapology is suggesting, is Hill, just like he's doing to everyone, going to put Santos to sleep? Who you got?
Yeah, no, this is such a great fight. Great levels test for Hill. What a great opportunity to headline and
Mm-hmm.
possibly get some fireworks and massive momentum. I'm already pretty hyped on this kid. And if he gets this done, people are going to go to the absolute moon for him. Um, it makes sense, heavy favored, knockout most likely, but Santos has never been knocked out at 205, so that is, very bold statement by Tapology fans saying that he's going to get an easy knockout. I just don't see it. John Jones and many of these other guys that have beat Santos couldn't get him. I just don't see Hill being that, that amazing X factor. That being said, I think this is a perfect, it's like styles make matchups, and I think this is the matchup that everyone wants. Hill is a rush down attacker. Santos is a counter striker. Mago Meat for Santos was 2 master chess players, so it wasn't that exciting. But Hill is, a full-on brute force, while Santos is going to sit back and wait for those counter hooks, counter jabs, and go for the finish patiently with his experience. And with all the people he's fought, and they're all competitive. I don't know if Hill's ready for it. I'm sorry. I'm riding the underdog in this one. Call me underdog weekend meat because I'm riding this one, and I think he's actually going to win unanimous. Wouldn't surprise me if Hill catches a check left or right hook and gets dropped and doesn't realize what hit him. I don't think Hill has fought anyone at the level of Santos' striking when it comes to counter striking. So I think this will be very interesting to see where Hill stands on the striking game, because if he can get through Santos, sky is the limit for this kid, and I'm all aboard the hype train. Until then, I got to ride with Santos. I think he just has the experience and the better counter strikes.
Yeah, I feel that. It's interesting stuff for sure. And if we look over at Tapology, right, 89% is rolling with Jamahal Hill, and basically all of it is Brown. They think that that KO is most likely, which, to your point, I think would be a huge statement because, like you said, Thiago Santos at 205 has never been finished by strikes. We know a depleted middleweight Thiago Santos has been finished a couple times back in the day, but nothing at 205. So if Jamahal Hill is able to be the first one to do that, then you got to give the guy his credit for sure. And in this one, man, I keep going back and forth, but I do wonder, like, Jamahal Hill hasn't seen a 5th round in the UFC, and in his professional career, he's only ever fought 5 rounds once, and that was against our boy, the Tarantula. Not quite the real Tarantula, though. Daquan Townsend, and that was when Jamahal Hill won the KOP Light Heavyweight Championship all the way back in 2018. So not quite as much 5-round experience as Thiago Santos. Do you think that that might play a factor in this one? Like, are you anticipating if Jamal Hill isn't able to get Thiago out in the first or second round? Do you think it might be a little bit sketchy in those third, fourth, and fifth rounds for Jamal Hill?
Yeah, no, I think Hill has a 1 or 2 round chance, third, fourth, fifth. I think it's over. I think we know that Hill's. I mean, Santos has done what? How many 5 round fights? I mean, a lot. How many has
Lot.
Hill done? Zero. So the champ rounds is going to be the testament of time to see if he's even ready for the big leagues. So he better get it done first or second round, or definitely I'm getting an easy lock with Santos. I feel it'll be very interesting to see how he performs.
Yeah, in this one meet, I've been going back and forth, and I do think you offer a compelling take in the sense that Santos is tough to put out at 205, but I don't know. I guess I'm just like tired of picking against Jamal Hill, and then the guy manages to come through with what seems like relative ease. So in this one, for this video, for this, Meat Boy MMA breakdown, I'm going to be taking Jamal Hill, but at minus 260, I think that's way too much juice for such a tough matchup against Thiago Santos. Because, like you said, this dude is a lethal counter striker, and if Jamal Hill starts, swinging those thumbs wildly, then it might be opposite of those chest tats and a big thumbs down coming our way. Because Santos could absolutely clip him with something stiff and put Jamal Hill's lights out. So, for the video's sake, for the Meat Boys out there, I'm going Jamal Hill, but take it with a grain of salt because it's definitely not the most confident pick against Mahito Santos. So, but either way, absolute banger. Seems like there's a lot of light heavyweight bangers on this card for sure. So, any last thoughts on this headliner?
No, great matchup, great fight. Throw in the comments who you got, Counter Striker Mahete or Sweet.